By the end of this video, you'll have all the necessary knowledge to achieve the handstand push-up. I went from a complete beginner who couldn't even hold a handstand and could barely do pike push-ups to being able to do many handstand push-ups in a row, even though I was completely retarded in the balance department. I had no natural talent whatsoever. Although this skill is amazing, it's actually quite simple to learn. All it takes is 3 steps and we're going to go over them right now. Step 1. Building a solid handstand. The biggest mistake everyone makes in their handstand push-up journey, including myself, is not having a good enough handstand before trying to do a handstand push-up. You're not doing yourself any favors by skipping this section, because if your handstand is not good enough, you'll simply not be able to do a handstand push-up. And if you want to fast track your progress and unlock the handstand push-up as fast as possible, check the first link in the description where you'll find my course. How do you build a solid handstand? You do it not just by doing attempts over and over, you do it by first building a base against the wall, so you learn proper alignment. Once you feel comfortable in the wall handstand, you're going to take your feet off the wall one by one, so you do like an assisted wall handstand, where you're actually holding a handstand, but you have the wall right behind you if you fall off. That's step 2. And then step 3 is just training handstands on the floor, doing attempts. Most people skip steps 1 and 2, and that's why it takes them 5 years to learn the handstands, when in reality, you can learn it much sooner than that. How do you know if your handstand is solid enough? You can do it by asking this question. If a guy came to your house right now and put a gun to your head and told you, you need to get on your handstand on your first try, I'm going to kill you. How nervous would you be? If you were nervous, it means your handstand is not solid enough. You know what I mean? So you need to get to a point where getting to a handstand feels easy and natural. What makes the handstand push-up so difficult is that you're trying it before having a solid handstand, so even before getting to a handstand, which would be the first part, you're already very nervous and really concentrated because you don't get the handstand many times. And this is going to make your handstand push-up journey very frustrating because you cannot even get into a handstand properly yet. So you need to get to a point where getting to a handstand is easy, and only then, when you're in a handstand, then you're breathing in and breathing out and trying to get to rep. The problem is, right now, you're only trying to get into a handstand push-up, but it's very hard to get into a handstand and you just keep falling off and you get frustrated. And all of this happens because you don't have a solid handstand there. So first get a solid handstand, train it frequently, at least until you can do 3 sets of 30 seconds. Once you do this, your handstand is probably good enough. But the best metric I can give you is get to the point where you someone put a gun to your head and told you to get into a handstand, you will not be nervous at all. That's the best point you can get to. And if you're having difficulties getting to this point, check the first link in the description. I will teach you how to do the handstand and the handstand push-up. It's all there in a step-by-step guide. Second step to learn your handstand is building enough strength. And all the strength you need to be able to do a handstand push-up is just to be able to do a handstand push-up against the wall. How do you get to these points? How about this? Instead of doing endless pike push-up variations, just get strong at the military press. This is so much simpler. Once you can push 75% of your body weight for like 5 reps, then you're already strong enough to do 1 to 3 handstand push-ups. The problem with the pike push-up method is that even though it works in theory, you just keep switching body positions every time, and how much you actually weight on each particular day can change from day to day. So it's overall a bit unreliable and progress is quite ambiguous. Whereas in the military press, you can just increase 1 rep or 1 set or a bit of weights every week until you reach the number that I told you, 75% of your body weight for some reps. It's so much simpler. It's what I did to achieve my handstand push-up, and it works much better. So how do I get strong in the military press? Train it twice a week, get strong, train it in the low rep range, make it your competition lift. Every push day you do should start with the military press. And what's great about the military press is that you can mix it with the handstand training. So you train the military press once or twice a week, while you're training the handstand 5 or even 6 or 7 times a week. So that's what you need. Get to a point where you get 75% of your body weight for a few reps on the military press. That should be strong enough for you. Once you get to that point, just try to do some more handstand push-ups, and if you can do them, sweet, you're ready for the handstand push-up in terms of strength. And that brings us to step 3, which is just to do attempts. Once we have enough strength and balance, because you reach these requirements that I told you, all we need to do is attempts. There's no other way I can explain it to you. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get into a handstand, and you're going to go down slowly, touch the ground with your nose, and get back up. You're going to fail for the first few times. You're going to fail maybe for a week, 2, or maybe even a month, and then you're going to get your first rep. Once you get your first rep, everything changes. You realize how the movement works, and you're just going to keep increasing your reps from there. Of course, if you're having difficulties with this, check the first link in the description, because I will teach you how to unlock the handstand push-up and then how to go from 1 to 5 reps. So check it out right now. And if you're still having difficulties in your handstand push-up journey, check this video, it will help you.